So how many of you have witnessed a building like this before? Across the country, in towns small and large, buildings are for sale, vacant, and abandoned. Our urban spaces are being neglected and left for decay, and this is a problem. So how can we fix this problem? And mind you, this is not a recent problem. I began documenting these buildings in 2006, and this problem's not changing either. I felt compelled to do something about this problem, but I'm a designer, not a commercial real estate developer. So I created Grafik intervention. The goal behind my project is to spark awareness, interest in these abandoned urban spaces by having people observe their surroundings and engage in the community to help out with revitalization efforts. Using digital projections on the facades of underutilized buildings, discussions, conversations, and revitalization efforts can occur. So at first we started doing these interventions by myself, but I realized I needed to reach more people. And as a design educator, I realized the value that students could have working on this project. So what I did is I created a process that could be implemented and followed through from students with the guidance of faculty from across the country. I'd like to briefly discuss the process that anybody can follow in any community, and it's a 5-step process. The first step of the process is to identify the buildings. Buildings need to be selected based on their abandonment and their lack of use. They should be near visible active streets, near downtown corridors that see a variety of vehicular, pedestrian, and daily commuting activities. The next component in this process is the research and discovery phase. During this process, you can find images of the buildings in their prime. You can access city documents that provide you with information on the past uses and the tenants of the buildings. You can also find architectural and historical information of these buildings as well. A vital component of this phase of the process brings the students out of the classroom and engages them with local city organizations, as well as lifelong community residents of the actual cities. Once the students have completed the research phase of the project, they're able to start on the design part. Students are able to do their concept first and then execute a design that can be projected onto facades for everybody to see. In order to bring awareness to these buildings, students create projections that can go on the facades for everyone to see. The buildings, and the projections are mobile, the power sources are mobile, and the buildings are illuminated for everyone to see. These interventions usually occur on weekend nights in conjunction with other downtown activities. Usually on Friday night art walks are a great opportunity to do this because it allows more foot traffic and conversations with the students. And as people enter the space and look at the projections, they're engaged and they're given digital and analog questionnaire forms. These forms engage the participants of the projections to enable them to create conversation and dialogue. Some of the questions can include, how often do you walk, ride, or drive by this building? What do you think this building should become? How often have you seen this building in the past? One of the most exciting things about this project is interventions have been completed across the country. Because the research and discovery phase is different for each city, each intervention is uniquely designed and implemented based on the research, the discovery, and the investigations the students have gone through. Of course, a true intervention is not complete unless a cat's involved somehow. One of the most exciting things about our project is when you see the results of what's happened. Because of an intervention that occurred in Charlottesville, Virginia, the community became interested in the Midtown Street corridor, and the first annual Midtown Street Fair was born. Other interest has been sparked by local and national news sources. The universities actually presented these interventions. National design publications, the Professional Graphic Design Association's Social Responsibility Initiative. If you want to learn more about my project, to learn how you can create an intervention in your own community, please visit this website. So this is what I've done as a designer to help revitalize, bring attention and awareness to these abandoned urban spaces. What can you do with your tools to help improve your community and make an impact? I'd like to show other examples of other projects that have brought awareness to abandoned spaces and places. This first project is from Candy Chang called I Wish This Was, and she set about putting stickers on facades of abandoned buildings and asked participants to leave comments about what they thought the building should be. This next project by Candy Chang is called I Remember. Instead of using stickers, she used large format chalkboards and asked participants to leave what they remember the building was like back in the day. This project is from Toronto, and it's a collective that went across the city to discuss the conditions of the city. They found billboards, and they presented their message accordingly. This is from Phoenix, Arizona. It's an abandoned city lot. It's called What Should Go Here, and it discusses what you should do to revitalize a downtown city lot. So what I want to leave you with today is, how can you make an impact in your community? What do you see on a daily basis that you think you can change? We all have skills and abilities. It's up to each and every one of us to take action and be proactive.